All right, in today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to buy a new construction home here in Idaho without losing your mind. Plus, I'm gonna give you 5 questions that you need to be asking every single builder or your builder before you sign any paperwork. But first, my name is Greg Langham. I'm an associate broker here in the Boise, Idaho area, which means I can help you buy and sell real estate. So, if you're thinking about coming to the Boise, Idaho area, pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email so we can connect and put a game plan together that's right for you. If you already learned how to buy a brand new construction home here in Idaho, I'm ready to teach it to you. So let's go! Okay, so if you're thinking about building or buying a brand new construction home here in the state of Idaho, you are in luck because there's a lot of land and a lot of new construction going on. But there's more than just signing the paperwork and picking colors and crossing your fingers and hoping everything looks good. I'm gonna show you and tell you everything that you need to watch out for and some things you need to do before you start that construction process, because it can be a mother, especially if you're building from ground up. But luckily for you here in Idaho, we have a lot of options for you. You can go custom, full-blown custom from ground up, where you do the survey of the land, put in the septic, the well. You could do semi-custom. You can do just spec home custom. So you have a lot of options when it comes to helping you get into a brand new construction home. So let's explore kind of the process and how that works. So if at any point you want to connect with me, I've got a Zoom link down below that you can book some time with us and set up a Zoom meeting for us to meet face to face to kind of explore what your options are and what your goals are. So down in the description, there's a Zoom link for a consultation. It's free, no obligation, no pressure. It's just a chance for us to connect and learn more about you and help you get your game plan together and set you up in the right direction. But let's talk about new construction loans here in Idaho and how they work. So getting a loan for new construction here in Idaho isn't the same as a regular mortgage. Lenders are a bit pickier, and these loans often come with higher interest rates and shorter terms. There are a couple ways to finance your build. Number 1, construction only loan. You get money in phases as your builder hits certain milestones, then refinance into a mortgage later. Number 2, construction to permanent loan. This starts as a construction loan and converts to a regular mortgage once the home is finished. The bonus is you'll only close once. So either way, you'll want to make sure your credit, income, and down payment are solid. If you're building in a more rural part of Idaho, you may even qualify for what we have here, which is a USDA loan. But not every builder or location will meet those requirements. It's really important to explore those options. And if you need help, that's what we're here for. I've got a great team here with a lot of realtors who can answer those questions and chase them down for you to make sure you get the right information to help you decide which is gonna be best. Do I qualify for USDA, or do I need to go permanent, close, or new construction? We're here to help you and find answers for you and get them over to you. So how do you find land here in Idaho that's ready to build on? Fortunately in Idaho, we have a lot of land, which is great. And some of it's ready to build on, and some of it isn't quite as ready to build on. So before you fall in love with a piece of land, there's some things you might want to consider checking out before you go ahead and sign paperwork. So some things you want to consider before you fall in love with that piece of dirt is how accessible is your land? Is there water and sewer on it? Or are there plans for a septic and a well to be on there? How accessible is it? Because sometimes these lots that you see online, they look awesome and wooded or spacious, but they're pretty much landlocked. You also want to think about your commute. If you are having to drive anywhere for work or the airport to fly in and out of on a regular basis, or you want to just make sure that the commute's going to work okay. Also keep in mind, here in Idaho, we're not like the major cities that you're maybe used to, like Phoenix or like Las Vegas or California, where you can get high-speed internet no matter where you're at, pretty much. So in Idaho, there are parts where you still might need Starlink or something like that, where the internet speed just isn't quite dialed in, especially the more rural you are away from the Boise area or the Twin Falls area or Coeur d'Alene. Those places are great, but the further out you get, the internet service might not be the speed that you're looking for. So you wanna make sure you're doing your homework and checking those out before you just fall in love with this piece of dirt and say, this is it. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there are 5 questions you need to ask the builder before you sign anything. Because picking the right builder or wrong builder is probably one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. You do not want to move into a home or start the process with a builder that doesn't have the experience or competence or the project management team in place to help you get your design to framing to the point where you're moving in. So here are the 5 questions that you need to be asking your builder. Number 1, how long have you been building single family homes in Idaho? Number 2, are you licensed, insured, and free of liens or legal issues? That is a big one to find out. Now, they're pretty much all licensed, but are they free of any liens or any legal issues? Because as Idaho has boomed, you have all these builders who've moved into the market and are taking advantage of people who are moving in here and looking for builders to construct their property. So you want to do a little due diligence on your end to research that builder to make sure they're reputable. Maybe ask a realtor, your realtor or one of us here on the Go Idaho team, hey, have you ever heard of this builder? What's the chatter like? Are they part of the Builders Business Association locally in Idaho? That's a great question to find out. Number 3, can I tour some of your recent projects? This is crucial because this will be an indicator of how long this person's been in the business. If they're like, oh no, we've already moved the client in, they're not up for it, well, get the address so you can drive by the house and then do the due diligence. Maybe in Idaho, where it's kind of friendly, it's not frowned upon, but maybe even pull the car over, and if you're brave enough, knock on the front door and talk to the homeowner. Ask them how it was working with this builder. Ask them any pain points they had. Ask them, if they're satisfied with his work. It's gonna catch them off guard, but in Idaho, we're really friendly when it comes to that. We wanna give that information because if they had a really good experience, they're gonna rave about it. If they had a really bad experience, they're gonna be happy to tell you all about it. Number 4, what's your timeline like? And how do you handle delays? That's crucial because everything is running who knows how long, right? So you want to have a game plan. So if you're selling your house before you build, you want to be able to prepare yourself. So if the builder says, hey Greg, or hey client, or hey your name, it takes 8 months, you can start reverse game planning. Okay, if it takes 8 months, I gotta get my house ready, gotta get listed, we should have escrow, blah, blah, blah. Well, what happens if a delay happens? How does he handle that? Or she handle that? So you just want to make sure you get that question answered. And number 5, are you comfortable working with my lender or realtor and meeting their draw schedule? So that's important for the lender and the builder to kind of coordinate so money can come out and pay the builder. It's also important if you do have representation to make sure the builder's okay working with the realtor, because likelihood of you're building sight unseen or you start the process here and you're out of state, who's gonna be checking in on that builder? Sometimes clients hire us just to do that. And the builder pays us, which is great. It doesn't come out of your pocket. So we get compensated for our time and making sure that your project's running smoothly, sending you videos, sending you updates, scheduling meetings, stuff like that. So reach out to us. But those are the top 5 questions before you sign anything with the builder that you need to find out. Now in Idaho, you have your choice. If you're buying raw land, you can go the architect route and design it. It's gonna add a little bit of cost, but it gives you that flexibility to kind of design the house exactly how you have it in mind or see on Pinterest or watch on HGTV. But if you're building a planned community, you're gonna have a handful of floor plans to choose from that the builder will give you and say, which do you like? This one, this one, this one, this one. Let's go walk a few and see what you like, and then you can pick one out. So depending on which way you go, either you're buying your land and going pure design by you, then we can go ahead and go that route. Now, this is where we come into play. If you need us and want help, is we have designers here, we have contacts here that we can give you so that you can interview them, you can get samples of their work and kind of see the different floor plans they design to help you better get a feel of, hey, do I want to build ground up or do I want to go the planned community route and look at homes and just like pick one and say, let's go. Okay, this is one that a lot of people go bananas on when it comes to building, is they go hog wild with the upgrades, which I get, right? You wanna like have this brand new house, but you have to set a budget and then give yourself a buffer, because when you go into a showroom or a designer or you're meeting with the builder and you're picking things out, it can add up very quickly. And if you've ever built a home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're meeting with a builder, you wanna be clear on what's in his builder package. The 3 things that you wanna know, number 1, are appliances included, or are you gonna have to go out and shop and buy your own? Number 2, what's the standard flooring and trim package? You know, is there room for you to go up in your budget and get a different LVP type flooring, solid wood, tile? What is it in his builder package that comes standard with that bid on that house? So you wanna make sure you have a clear understanding, because what you don't wanna have happen is the flooring guys show up, start putting in flooring, and the builder's like, well, that's what came with it. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I have a 4,000 square foot home, a 3,000 square foot home, and I have to rip up all the flooring. It doesn't go well. So make sure you know exactly what's in the builder's floor and trim package. Number 3 is you wanna find out, hey, is landscaping part of this or not? Sometimes in these planned communities here in Idaho, the backyard landscaping is not included. Sometimes it is included. The front yard landscaping is generally included and comes with a certain number of plants and shrubs that are required by the development or the planned community to get the home built. After the home is built, you can add flowers, you can add trees, you can add shrubs, stuff like that. But always confirm that with the HOA if you're in an HOA or planned community. If you're building from ground up and you get a bid from the builder, just ask them, hey, does this include like the landscaping and fencing, or is this something that we're gonna have to put in? The builder should have that all included if it is included, so you know exactly what you're getting with that price that you're paying that builder. So once you have all the numbers, then you can know what you can splurge on and what you can upgrade. Maybe you can drop that pool in the backyard, or maybe you can afford to do 2 washer and dryers, one in the laundry room and one in the master bedroom closet, so you can always have the fresh clothes right in your closet. So that's why it's important to kind of get these numbers up front and kind of know what to expect, so you don't lose your mind when you're going through the design center and just randomly picking all these upgrades because they look so beautiful. Be smart, plan ahead, and get the numbers straight up. What I see happen a lot, and I've been selling real estate for about 20 years now, and I see this all the time. People go super custom and then they have a hard time reselling their house. I even saw an article where Celine Dion, I know, she built like this custom water park in the back of her house with like a water slide and all this stuff. It was awesome, super customized for her life or whatever. Well, she had a hard time selling it because it was too customized. The buyers didn't want it. She had to take so many price reductions in order to find a buyer pool that was down with the idea of having a water park in her backyard. So I've seen that here in Idaho where people go super custom, then they say, hey Greg, want to sell our house? And I run the comps and I'm like, hey, I love it. Love what you did to the house. Awesome. But did you think about resale? Now, I know if you're building your house, you're probably thinking this is gonna be my forever home. But life changes, life happens. Did you ever think you'd be considering moving to Idaho ever in your life? Maybe you did, but a lot of people I talk to, they're like, Greg, Idaho was never on my radar, but now it is. Like, what heck, what's going on? So think things through a little bit. Of course you wanna customize it so it's your home, it feels like you. But here are 3 things to consider when building a new construction home and customizing it. One thing is you wanna make sure there's energy efficiency. People love that. Buyers love that when the home is energy efficient. They do not wanna waste their money on bills going to electricity, gas, heat, all that stuff. So energy efficiency is always gonna be high on a buyer's list. Number 2, storage space. I can't express this enough. Buyers love storage space. They love that. So you might be a minimalist and you might be like, you know what, I don't want any uppers, or I don't want any storage, minimal storage. That's great and that works. But you're probably creative and can come up with ways to store your things, or you just don't have a lot of things. Well, a lot of people aren't minimalists, generally speaking. So make sure that the home that you build has plenty of storage space in case the life situation comes where you have to sell the home. That's gonna be very good for a buyer to walk into your home and see all the storage. Number 3, let's get a practical floor plan. Now, practical floor plan is gonna vary for everyone. Some people, a practical floor plan is 4,500 square feet. Other people, it's 2,000 square feet. But just make sure you have a practical floor plan. If you're thinking, what could I sell this home for down the road? Or how could I market this house? Maybe think about the master on the main level. People always want that, the master on the main level. Maybe have an office on the main level. People who put masters upstairs to get the views, it's great, but it's gonna be hard to resell to a certain buyer down the road if maybe they're not able to walk up the stairs or something like that. So just be practical with the floor plan. Go hog wild, of course, it's your house. But what I'm saying is, like, if you had to resell it and you have a funky floor plan, it's gonna be tough. Like a real choppy floor plan, those are tough to sell. But a simple, nice floor plan that fits you, of course. Master on the main level, awesome. Separate living, awesome. Guest house, attached, detached, perfect. Mother-in-law attached but down on the other wing of the house, great. So there are some things that you can still do to maximize it, to enjoy it. Just make sure it's practical enough that if you had to resell it, you could. The last thing that you want to make sure your house has, and this is a no-brainer, right? These are all no-brainers, but make sure your home has quality finishes. Finish work is the most sought after when it comes to buying a home. A buyer can walk in the house and look at it and be like, wow, this is awesome. This is really well built because the finish work is great. If a buyer walks in and doesn't see great finish work, or maybe you were the one who kind of helped do the trim and stuff like that on the baseboards and you can see the line, just make sure that the finish work is great. That's gonna earn you top dollar every single time you go to sell a home, because people who buy homes, they don't wanna have to redo them for the most part. And if they do wanna redo them, they're probably not gonna be at that price point that you're selling it for. Okay, you're gonna want to have title insurance, especially if you're buying land. Title insurance is gonna protect you if someone down the road comes back and says, wait a second, no, that's my property. Great grandpa gave that to me. That's my property, you can't have that. Title insurance protects you from anyone coming in and claiming that says, hey, that's my land. That's why you pay title insurance, is to make sure things like that don't pop up. Especially if there's land with mineral rights, you don't want anyone coming back and saying, wait a second, those minerals were mine. You guys don't have this land anymore, or all those minerals belong to me. Make sure you have title insurance, especially if you're buying land, because you never know who's gonna come back out of the woodworks when they hear that land got sold. Great grandpa sold that land, or whatever, mom and dad sold that land, but wait a second, that was supposed to go to Uncle Jerry. Now Uncle Jerry's kind of knocking on your door saying, hey, you gotta give me that land back. No. Title insurance will protect you for that. Make sure before you close on your house, even though it's brand new and you've probably walked through it a gazillion times, make sure you get a home inspection before you close on the property. It's so crucial because you don't know, and the main builder might not know of what happened underneath. Did all the vapor barrier get down so the dirt is all covered? Is there garbage underneath the house that maybe the contractors threw some beer cans or some wrappers down there? You don't want to have that. Maybe the builder got the dishwasher installed, but it leaks. That's why the home inspection is so crucial. I can't stress that enough. And if you need a good home inspector, I highly recommend Treasure Valley Home Inspectors here in Idaho. They are awesome. I'll put their information down below so you can connect them or ask them any questions on what they cover when it comes to new construction. But don't skip on your new construction home inspection. It is just as crucial as if you're buying a home from someone who's reselling it. Okay, so buying a brand new home or building a brand new home here in Idaho can be an adventure and so fun and so rewarding. Just make sure you have the right team in place. You have the right builder. You have the right lender. If you need a realtor, you've got the right realtors. We've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing these videos for 5 or 6 years. I've seen it all. So if you want someone confident in your corner who can check down on the things a builder's saying, look through contracts, you can hire us here at the Go Idaho team. We'd be more than happy to help you navigate that new construction process. But buying a new construction can be awesome. There's nothing better than walking into your brand new home that you had custom built just for you. That's just so rewarding. Whether that's from ground up or you picked a floor plan from the builder and the plan community, that is so rewarding. There's that new smell of the brand new home. You're the first person to walk in. It is rewarding, but definitely you want to make sure you have the right team in your corner or the right coach to help you. And here at the Go Idaho team, we can help you. So if you're ready to start your new construction process with the Go Idaho team, or you're thinking, hey, yikes, I don't think I want to do new construction. Greg, Go Idaho, can you help me find a new home? I want to find a new home. I just don't want new construction. Of course we can help you with that. Just reach out or schedule a call down below in the description where I have the Zoom link for a free 30-minute call to kind of meet and talk about what your needs are and how we can help. So if you thought this video was helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends and family, and we'll see you next week.